Yeah, what up, everyone? This is Ade-Olusola Kunmi for Yola Republic, and welcome to another video. And last time I made a video about the Global Talent Visa, and I talked about what the Global Talent Visa is all about, the criterias you need to fulfill, and how getting the letters of support and all that. This is just like a follow-up video, and in this video, I want to talk about I want to give you guys two tips, two very important tips that I believe can help you guys to clinch or to get this endorsement. This is not something that I just come up with. This is from experience because I myself have gone through this process and I came out successful. So whatever I'm saying right now is from experience, and I'm giving you, giving you this knowledge based on experience. Sorry, I'm going to make it three tips because I just remembered something. So I'm going to make it three tips, three very useful tips. The third tips is something that just came to mind because of a question a lady asked me recently, and it's a very, very important thing. So I'm going to include that one too in part of the tips. So I'm going to give you guys three tips how to go about this. So for number one, the number one tip is if you are a artist from Africa, if you're an African artist, I want to tell you that you need to start making work that are authentically African, works that are true to your culture, to your roots. If you, for example, if you're an artist, if you're a painter, and you are painting, something like a Disney or whatever, you just painting some things that just doesn't really feel authentic. You stay in Africa and all that, and you're painting images of like a white portrait or whatever it is. It just feels somehow. So you need to start creating work that are authentically African. And the reason why I say this is because number one, it feels authentic. It feels true to your roots, to your culture. And the most important thing that I found and I came to realize is that whatever that comes from Africa, they tend to see it as exotic. So for instance, if you're creating any kind of work that is not really like an African art, they've seen everything around them, they've seen them around them, they see all this work everywhere. But most of them don't get to see these African, pieces that are kind of like rare and whatever. So whenever you come up with something different, something unique, something African, it's exotic. They like it. So that is that. This does not even apply to the painters alone. It also applies to the musicians, the people that sing. So if you make music, try and input elements of the African drums, African sounds, chants, whatever it is that you can put to make your music sound authentic Africa. So that is the number one tip that I'm giving you. Then the second tip is that you need to start shouting out yourself more. You need to start praising yourself. I know, like we Nigerians, Africans generally, we tend to want to keep things to ourselves, and because we believe in not saying much about the things we are doing. I understand that if you want to hide some things when you are still in the working stage, and you haven't gotten to the end of it, so I understand if you want to keep that to yourself until you achieve that. But after being successful with it, after you've achieved that, you need to really start putting out your work out there, because these people, they need to know what you're doing. So for instance, if I tell somebody that I'm an artist and I tell the person my name, and the next thing they are going to do is to Google how my name. So if I tell someone that I make music and then they search me out and there is nothing about me that that is about music on the internet, nobody's gonna believe me that I make music. So you need to have this online presence, you need to have all this media presence, you need to start putting out your work. If you enter for a competition and you won, you need to start putting, see, forget about social media. This has nothing to do with social media, because number one, they don't even care about social media posts anyway. They don't accept social media posts and blog posts, they don't. So it's not about I did this and I posted on my social media. No, you have to start getting news websites, magazines, TV stations, and all this stuff to start talking about what you do. You need to put yourself out there. Let people know you, let people see you. And this is actually one of the most important criteria that you need to fulfill in getting this endorsement, media recognition. You need media recognition. Now the third tip is, this is actually very important because recently there's a rule that was changed when it comes to getting endorsement for this visa. So this rule, before, when you are trying to get a letter of support from organization, you can just approach an organization and you talk to them. If they like your work, they can sign. As organization in the UK, sorry, if they like your work, they can just, okay, let me sign this for you. But things have changed now. Organizations cannot just sign a letter of support for you anymore unless these organizations have worked with you and they are familiar with your work. So this is where I'm going to come out with an idea. I'm going to tell you an idea on how to go about that. Because someone was asking me like, okay, now that they've said that the organization must have worked with you before they can sign this for you. Yeah, there's a way you can go about that. You can approach an organization. If they are willing to sign a letter of support for you, you can just approach them and say, okay, I'm an artist, I make music or I paint, so I'm going to do a solo exhibition. If I'm doing a solo exhibition, I'm going to create a banner, and then on the banner I'm going to say, your organization is in support of what I'm doing right now. So I have a banner that shows the name, the logo of the organization somewhere in a gallery, and then take pictures and all that. Let the organization be aware. So they don't really need to do anything. Just let them be aware that this is what you are doing, and let them know that if they say, okay, no problem, we support what you're doing, I like your work, so I support what you're doing, that's fine. So they don't really have to be there, but just let them know that all you want is for them to show support. So if they can show support and their name and everything is there, that's fine. You can go on, you can go along with that, and you can talk to them, and then they will sign that. So that already shows that they are familiar with your work and they have worked with you somehow. You get, so that's the third tip. So one, be authentic. Authentically, you create more African works. Two, shout out yourself properly. Let the world knows exactly what you've done, what you've achieved. And the third one is to get this organization to agree to you that they would like to show support. They want to show support to your work. They don't have to pay you anything. You don't have to pay them anything. You get, it's just an agreement, and it's not taking anything away from them, because you are the one doing the work. You're the one paying for everything. All you just need from them is for them to say, okay, I agree to show support to whatever it is you're doing. So what you are going to do is just to print a banner for your event, and flyer for your event or whatever, and put their name and their logo there, that this organization is supporting what it is that you're doing, and then you're done. So those are the 3 tips that I'm going to give to you, and I'm very sure these are very helpful tips that is going to help a lot of, if not a lot of people, but it's going to help some people who are trying to apply for this endorsement. So that's that. My name is Ade-Olusola Kunmi for Yola Republic. I'll see you guys some other time.